If it's okay with y'all, let's do a yarn haul. I have so many fun yarns to show you guys. Like, I made a big order from Hobbii. To me, it was a big order of a bunch of mohair and novelty yarns. And then I also have a few yarns that I've gotten from Yarn of the Month. I have a Yarn of the Month subscription with Darn Good Yarn, and they're super fun and really, really colorful. So I have to me, a massive funky, cool novelty yarn haul, and that's really all that there is to it. Let's just talk about some yarn. If you like neutrals, this might not be for you. I'll just preface by saying that. So I placed an order with Hobbii because I was looking for somewhere where I could buy a bunch of mohair or mohair blends that were not crazy expensive for just a single ball, because I'm really wanting to do just more like experimental garment making with crochet, and I really wanted to try and make some of those garments that are like mohair stripes or like mohair with other types of a lot of funky novelty yarns, but just like various different types of yarn, really like airy fun garments. I'll put up some like inspo pictures while I'm talking of like what I mean by this, but I've just seen so many cool creative ways that people use mohair and other fibers to make just like really unique stuff. I'm also super inspired by this account that I follow on Instagram, Full Mohair Alchemist. Great name, so cute. But they make these super, super cool, like in my head, I call this style like chaos crochet, where you're just like mixing so many different fibers. I think that some of the stuff they make is like fabric scraps turned into yarn, which inspired the fuck out of me. I want to take fabric scraps and make yarn. How cool would that be? So super inspired by them and like all the other people that I've seen make this type of thing, and just like really inspired me, and I wanted to place an order somewhere where I could get a ton of novelty yarn at once for like somewhat of a reasonable amount. So I'll pull up my order so I can tell you guys like what I paid for each one. But overall, like, I'm not, Hobbii's fine. I've worked with some of their yarn before, but this just seemed like for mohair specifically, I could get a ball of mohair on there for like $5. So, I mean, honestly, if anyone has any recommendations of good places to buy these kinds of yarns, please let me know. I'm always looking around and obviously very curious to try a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna talk through the Hobbii yarn first, and then I also want to talk through my Darn Good Yarn of the Month yarns, so I will show those at the end, but we'll talk about Hobbii first. Seriously, am I okay? This is how much mohair I ordered. I got a handful of the Hobbii Diablo yarn, and this is 40% acrylic, 30% mohair, 30% polyamide, which I find really interesting. You know, I would say I'm learning about fiber as I go through the journey of like becoming a fiber artist, basically. Like, I know what I know and I'm always learning, so I just like buy any and all fibers and just work with them. I'm not really picky. I love weird different textures, so I am not a yarn snob, I guess, is a good way to put it. But, you know, I mean, like, I like the shittiest of yarn that like feels like wicker. Like, I like it all. I like all yarn for different reasons. So if you have any, knowledge to impart on me about why this type of blend is different than just like mohair and other things. I mean, obviously it's got acrylic and non-animal fibers in it. So I got the Hobbii Diablo yarn solids for $6.60. I of course got this super bright red. I think on their website these have names, but they're just numbered on here, so for the purposes of this I'll just tell you what it is. So the red Diablo is the only solid Diablo mohair I got, but I also got a bunch of the multicolor ones, which I'm not gonna lie, the Diablo wild print mohair blends are the reason I made this order, because I freaked out. I was like, I'd never seen mohair look like this before, probably because it's, this is acrylic, so they can make more funky colors, but this is the same exact blend as the regular Diablo. It's just super fun and multicolored. This one is so cute. And then I got this color as well. This is probably my favorite one because it's the most like primary. I'll put the number and the name on the screen as I show it if you're curious, but look at this one. This one just gives me like 90s cartoon energy. Love it. So, I mean, look at how fun these are, you guys. These are so cute. And these are like so fluffy. They're almost like impacted on themselves. So it might be interesting to work with these. I don't know. Again, I've never worked with this kind of fiber before, so this is all just for experimentation and for fun and to just get like my creativity going. And I'm definitely gonna like hold these with other fibers as well. Probably try them out as lace weight too. Like I'm just experimenting. So I'm like really, really excited. But these, like, I feel like I'm holding like a small animal or something. They're like so fluffy and fun. And then the last of the Diablo, which is like the last of the Hobbii brand mohair blend I got, is same exact blend. This is Diablo print though. And this one is like color changing, but not variegated. You can see there's like some red and orange in there, and then there's teal and blue and a little green on the outside. So this Diablo print was $6.70. I don't know why it was 10 cents more. And then, oh yeah, the Diablo wild print ones were only $4.55 a piece. These fibers are making me sneeze. I know that some people are like allergic to mohair, so pray for me that that is not my case and that it's just a shit ton of these like fibers in the air floating around me. So after I picked out all of the Diablo ones, I also found this brand of mohair blend, yarn by Sewick CPH, and this is the Anicia Kid Mohair. And these ones are 76% mohair and 24% polyamide. For some reason I got, oh my god, I think I have mohair fibers in my mouth. I feel like I have hair in my mouth, but I can't, I know if I touch my mouth, I'm gonna get more fibers like this in my mouth. For some reason, this one came with like a goat packaging and these ones did not, but these plus the red, I don't think this brand had red. So I think I got these and then I got the Diablo red because I knew I would want like a cherry red. These were only $3.65 a piece. So I just kind of felt like, what's wrong with them? Like I wasn't sure, but honestly, these feel like a lot nicer. These ones feel more like soft, but I got orange, this like darker teal, this kind of like cornflowery, like blue violet, and then a magenta. And then of course the red. So I thought those were like a good, that's a really good color palette for me and I really, really like it. So the last mohair type of fiber that I got, I couldn't stay away from this. I love stuff like this, but this is the Multi Popcorn from Dale Yarns. This is 12, okay, this is a wild blend, buckle up. 12% mohair, 24% wool, 24% acrylic, 9% nylon, and 31% polyester. Whoa, that is a lot of different fibers, which is crazy. I was of course drawn to this because it has these little bubbles of fiber that make these like textured polka dots. It's so cute. I love anything like dotted, speckled, anything like that. And this is like mohair vibes with little bubbles. Like how cute would that be mixed into like a chaos crochet sweater or like a chaos crochet bucket hat or something, and there were like these little baubles all over it. So cute. Multi Popcorn in the shade Powder Rose. I think there was only like 3 shades of this and they were all somewhat neutral, so I went with the one I was the most drawn to, which is like this very, very pale pink. I did get some black yarn, but this is super fun, super special black yarn. This is the Go Handmade Curly yarn, a stylish sheep wool looking yarn spun with loops. So this is like different than a boucle, but has a very interesting, like, looks like a black sheep. It's like woolly, curly. I think this fiber is so, so cute. It literally looks like a black sheep, which is why I went with black. I think they only had neutrals in this too, so it was like browns, white, or black. And the black was just giving like Black Phillip, like black sheep. I was so into it, so I got this. This is 59% polyester, 12% nylon, and 29% acrylic. And these are like little mini skeins, so I got 2 of these. My thought with this was, I want to do that style that people do with crochet and mohair, where it's like a few rows of mohair and then like a chunky like weird fiber like this for a couple rows and then more mohair, and it gives like a striped effect where like half of it is like completely see-through and airy and mohair and the other parts are like this really like cool funky texture. I just think it would be like such a fun like shrug, or like where you do like the sleeves, or just kind of like a pullover, I think would be so cute, or like a poncho. I don't know. There's so many things that I could see being cute with like this mix of style, but I thought this yarn would be really, really fun to like mix with the mohair, play around with, do some like fun like trim on stuff. So I grabbed 2 skeins of this to play around with, and both of these together were $9.60. So I do believe I think all of this yarn was at least on sale, but I think Hobbie's kind of one of those websites where like stuff is always on sale, so be mindful of that, I guess. And then the last thing from my Hobbii order was a yarn that, again, I just felt like would look so cool mixed with these mohairs and these other fibers. So this is the Hobbii Tweed Dreams, and this is just 100% acrylic. And I specifically just like this colorway. And I just thought like, I hope to God that someone gets like my vision for this, but could you just imagine like that as like more of a grounding fiber to like play around with all the mohairs for, you know? So I grabbed 2 of those because if I was going to make a garment and use this as like one of the main colors, I feel like I would need to. So I grabbed 2 of those. These were $4.95. You know what? I had a feeling that was, I only got 1. I only paid for 1. Because when I opened this package, I was like, oh, I got 2, and then I just like gaslit myself into thinking I did buy 2. I only ordered 1. Am I missing something else from my order? Or did they just accidentally give me an extra one? I think they just accidentally gave me an extra one. Hey, I mean, I'll take it, free yarn. So that was everything in my Hobbii order. So over the holidays, one of my family members gifted me a Darn Good Yarn of the Month subscription service, and it has been so fun. So I've had it, I got the December yarn and I've been getting it since then. So I've gotten quite a few. And I just want to show off these yarns because I think that they are so neat and cool. And this is like a really cool company. So that is what their logo looks like. So Darn Good is like a woman-owned company, and they have a mission where they like work to reduce clothing scraps and like clothing waste and stuff that would end up in landfills. And they turn like silk saris and things that would otherwise just be landfill garbage at that point. Like they clean them and I don't know what their process is. It's probably like magical to see how they do this, but they spin it into yarn. And so all of their yarn has like at least some amount of silk as the fiber content. And I will say it's like probably more geared towards knitting, but now that I'm getting into like weird, unique fibers as things to kind of mix into my crochet world, like I don't know if anyone can relate. I feel like crocheters are like not discouraged, but a lot of times not necessarily encouraged to use like more handmade, hand-dyed like types of yarns. I don't know, I just feel like there's less focus on that in the crochet world versus knitting world. But now that I'm getting more into wanting to incorporate that stuff, I feel like this subscription has been really fun for me because I've kind of just been hoarding all the yarn, to be honest. I haven't made anything yet with it. I've been hoarding it, but now that I have so many cool fibers, I'm gonna put them all together and make cool stuff. So I thought I would include the past months in this haul and just show you guys some of the yarns I've gotten, because like I imagine if you're still here watching this, you love yarn. The December yarn was called Gumdrop, and this is a sport weight silk yarn. It's got these gorgeous green and pink and like ochre tones. I'm obsessed with this yarn. I love that. That was December. And then I believe January was this yarn, I think, which was the Iceland Hot Springs. So the Gumdrop was the last from the 2023. I just happened to get in fast enough to get that. But the 2024 calendar for the subscription is all like based on places, which is cool. So you'll see like they all have a place in mind that's like the inspiration for the yarn. So this one was the Iceland Hot Springs DK recycled silk yarn. This one's all different tones of blue. I would like never pick this out, so I'm excited to have it as like, I know I'm gonna make something cool that incorporates this, but I would not pick it out at the store myself. So I think that's kind of a fun thing. Then we had February, which this is the only one that's ever come in like a little hank. This is a lace weight yarn called Outback Oasis. The interesting thing about this one is it's like really, really fine. It's almost like embroidery thread, but it's silk, so it's really, really soft. So I don't know what to do with this. If anyone has like lace weight ideas for this. I know mohair is lace weight, but it's like a little different. So I don't know, I'm gonna try and incorporate this in. This is also not a color palette that I would normally like seek out in a yarn store, which I guess is like the fun thing about the yarn of the month is like you don't pick it. So it kind of gets you out of your comfort zone. If you like multicolored yarn and you're like not afraid of color, the Darn Good subscription is, I think, probably the best one. Cause my thought is like, I didn't want to get a subscription box and then get a bunch of like cream yarn. No matter how gorgeous the fiber is and how like soft it is, that's just not interesting to me. Like, I'm sure there are people who are like, if I got that, I would cry. So just to each their own, but that was the February yarn. Then we had the March yarn, which is a really, really good one. I love this one. This is Holland Tulips. How cute, you guys. It's like this natural color. This is also, of course, recycled silk yarn. So I think all of these are 100% recycled silk. I don't know if I said, but this is a number 2 sport weight. And it's just got these adorable orange and pink speckling through like this natural color. I love this. I was thinking that I could maybe make some kind of a summer like bandana or something with this because it will have a lot of drape because it's such a like fine yarn and it's super soft, and silk I think is pretty like summer friendly. But I thought that'd be cute. I've never made one of those bandanas. I don't usually wear bandanas like the way that the crochet bandanas sit, but I don't know, why not, right? It might be cute. I could like put some weird baby charms on it or something. My mind immediately goes to like put baby charms on it. Anyways, that was a cute one. The most recent one that I got was their May, which was the Cinco de Mayo. And this is a triple twist DK weight silk yarn. And I love this one. It's the first one that I've gotten that has sparkle in it. Beautiful, love that so much. And also I love orange. So this is great. It's orange, blue, a little bit of green, and then sparkle. Incredible. All right, so that about does it. I'm like looking at a haze of acrylic yarn fiber and mohair just like floating around this area. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I mean, I could just talk about yarn forever, but definitely give this a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe if you're into crafting content. I am definitely gonna be playing with these yarns in the next like month or two. So stick around to see what I end up doing with that. And let me know if y'all have any suggestions for places to buy mohair or novelty fibers, or how to, if you have ever made novelty fibers like t-shirt yarn or fabric scrap yarn. I'm so into the idea of that and I really need to get into that very soon. And also if you have any ideas for things that I could make with mohair that are crochet. I do like know how to knit, you guys, but I'm just more of a crocheter at heart, I feel, and that's definitely the one that I'm like way more knowledgeable and practiced in. You know, sometimes there's just crocheters and then there's knitters. I love all the fiber arts, but I just feel like I'm a crocheter at heart. So if you're a crocheter that uses mohair, please let me know what kind of vibes you get up to and what you make. And I think that's it for today. So I'll see you guys in the next video and thank you so much for watching. Bye!